Welcome back again, Gameyaaad family. Thank you again for joining us for another video. Now we will be looking on the fourth day of the second test between Australia and the West Indies. And Australia would have beaten West Indies in the second test, right, by 133 runs. And as you can remember, they would have beaten the West Indies in the first test by 159 runs. So they would have taken a 2-0 lead in this test series. And now it's now 30 years that they would have dominated the West Indies in this Frank Worrell Trophy. Now, I mean, a lot of West Indian fans maybe, are very much disgruntled in the way that, West Indies would have lost this test again. And it's another test where we have been in the game, right? And let me go backtrack a bit. I think we would have played 7 days in this 2-test series. We would have played 3 days in the first test and 4 days in this second test. And to be honest with you, I think West Indies would have been competitive in 5 days of the 7 days, right? I think Australia would have dominated us on the 3rd day of the first test in Barbados, and they would have dominated us. And I would not say they would have dominated us for the entire day on this 4th day. So it could be that we would have been competitive for about 5.5 days, because they would have, dominated us just in the prior to that lunch period and then post-lunch period. Now, I mean, we would have lost the series, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Many of us, I mean, we did not expect to win, this series. I hope that we could have won even a game out of the series. And I'm just being honest. I'm not, trying to belittle our team, but we have to be very objective. We are playing the number 1 seed here in Test cricket, right? And we are at number 8, right? But I think it's very commendable the way how, especially our bowlers, would have bowled us into these 2 games, right? Because, as you know, we would have taken 20 wickets of the Australians in these 2 test matches, and that is very, very, very commendable from, as it relates to our bowlers. They have been really tremendous, and I think they are the ones who would have kept us in the series so far. But our batters continues to fail us. I wouldn't even say fail us, but because in truth and in fact, most of our batters average like in the mid-20s. A few of them average in the 30s, the low 30s. So it's not like we have a world-class team playing with, right? But I guess the expectation is that we should be batting better. And to be fair with the guys, we are playing against Australia, right? And they have struggled on this wicket. And not only this wicket in Grenada, they have struggled in Barbados as well, right? So we can't be too critical on our batters, while we want them to be, better in terms of our shot selection and our temperament at the wicket, right? Because we would have seen, some of them, out in some very ridiculous way. But we have to accept the fact that both teams struggled to make runs on the wicket, right? And I think kudos should go to Brandon King, who would have made 75 in the first innings, and that is the highest score in the series. That's just what is happening in the series. Batters are not getting runs. The Australian top order, they have struggled really bad, as well as the West Indies top order. I think what the Australians would have done better than us is that their batters, they handle, especially their middle order, they handle the pressure much better than us. And Marty, is just the winning mentality that they have in their team, and the experience, right? Because they started the first innings, they were on 47 without loss, and they went to 54, I believe, for 3, and then they lose another wicket, and then Alex Carey and Bo Webster came in and they play a superb innings, right? So these are the little things that they have done, that really, put us. And the fact that Steve Smith would have, failed in the first innings, the expectation that he will not fail in the second innings. These are world-class players, and he will find a way out to grind out some runs in the second innings, and he did, right? So I think we can't be too critical of our batters. While we want them to do better, but I must say that both batters will have struggled on both pitches, and I mean, the argument is that we probably need to look at how we are preparing the pitches, because if our batters are not at a certain level and playing on these pitches with variable bounds, is it that we are setting them up to do badly? And I guess there you can argue also that if we make the pitch flat, then Steve Smith, Travis Head, and all the other guys, they will make a ton of runs. So there must be some a balance to how we talk. I think what I look for in this match, or this series, is where we have improved. And one of the improvements I would have seen is that our bowling attack, they have been really doing well. They have been superb, right? And I must commend them for the way they have been bowling. And I think one of the drawbacks in terms of how we are playing as a team, as the batters, they are not batting, right? So within, like, having bowled out a team, and within 2 sessions they have to be back out on the field bowling again. And if this is the way we are going to operate as a team, then our bowlers will soon be fatigued, because that's putting a lot of miles in their legs. So our batters need to find a way to bat out 1, 2, 3 sessions, or even bat out a day, so that our bowlers can get adequate rest. If after 2 sessions or 1 session they have to be back out there bowling again, then at some point they will start to have injuries, or they will be fatigued, and then you will not get the best out of them. So we have to find a way how to find that balance in the team. And so I would have seen, as I said before, that we would have, Brandon King would have gotten a 75 there in terms of batting, and Shamar Joseph would have collected 14 wickets in the series so far. Jaden Seals would have collected 10 wickets so far. So those 2 bowlers have been, bowling really well. And I think Alzari Joseph, having gotten 6 wickets in this test, he would have been exceptional in this test for us. I think Jaden Seal would have gotten 4 wickets, and also Shamar Joseph would have gotten 5 wickets in this test match. So I think our bowlers, they are doing really well, exceptionally well. So I think we have to find a way to get our batters. Alright, so I think let me see if I can dissect it a bit. Our 2 openers, given that John Campbell would have made a 40 in one of the innings, in the first innings, we will see Mikhail Louis in Jamaica opening for Craig Brathwaite, who has been on poor vein of form. So we might see, and we might also see Kevlan and this coming in for Casey Carty at number 3. I mean, the question is whether or not they will do better. That's another story. In terms of Shea Hope, I think probably today Shea Hope and Ruston Chase coming out from lunch. I believe that Shea Hope, he was too ultra aggressive in my estimation. you are batting to arguably one of the, in fact, probably the best bowling attack, collectively, Australia would have, produced. These are world-class bowlers, these quartet, of Pat Cummins, Hazelwood, Stark, and Nathan Lyon, and you come out, ultra aggressive against them on a pitch that is giving variable bounce. It's just a recipe that for disaster, right? I think we could have had a chance if one of our batters, or even two of them, can see off that new ball, right? Try to, especially our top order, if one of them could have stayed trying to play even 20 overs, get the ball soft, then I believe that batting would become, much easier on the track, right? But we have been, just losing wickets, and it's something that I've seen from West Indies. In second innings, we just collapse like that, and this has been happening for quite a number of years now, and it seems as that no one can really stem the tide, so I think the scary thing about West Indies test team is that we don't see another good player coming up where we can insert in the team. It's like these are our best crop of players, right? And that is the difficulty that we have to deal with, right? We have to just be patient with these guys. Too much now Sammy would have played. I don't think it is a big enough sample size where we can say that Sammy is not good and so forth. I don't think we have enough test matches. Let us wait and see, after we would have played India and New Zealand further down in the year to see how. To be honest with you, I'm not looking for any series win. I just want to see, how. And it's something that I would have tweeted this in this match. I really like to see the fight. The fight that I have seen with this team, it gives me some encouragement, and that I can commend the guys for. I've seen where they have been fighting in this test series, and that is commendable for me, right? So I think that I would have covered everything. As I said, there must be a balance between all the pitch are being prepared for the success of our batters, as well as to be competitive against our opponents. That's a kind of very tough thing there to balance. In terms of our fielding, we always need improvement. As I said, we would have dropped too many catches in this series already, so there must be some improvements where that is concerned. But for me, I am really happy with the fight that I am seeing from this team, and I just hope that we can continue to progress as a team. I think once we get the balance with our batters there, I think we can be much more competitive going forward. Alright, so thank you very much for listening, and thank you for tuning in to Gameyaaad TV. Please remember to hit that subscribe button, turn on that post notification bell so that you can be notified whenever content would have been uploaded to the channel. So the caravan moved to Sabina Park, and I hope to see you there at Sabina Park. Thanks for watching again, and have a great afternoon.
Belo, 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 belo.